Hello and welcome. I'm David, and today my travels have brought me here to Renault Trucks Grand Lyon Site Nord Isère. Behind me stands a rather unremarkable building, but inside are some of the most powerful beasts you can imagine. In the wild, they roam free, making money for their owners, but it is here, at this oasis of recovery, where they come to lick their wounds. Looking after creatures of this size and power is dangerous, but the people here have mastered it. They're called technicians. How do they do it? Let's go and take a look. Well, this is really fascinating. You can see how the earth has parted to form this gorge. And it's probably here that the trucks flock to replenish their liquids or indeed rest after a long, hard day's drive.
David?
Yes?
There you are.
Stand there. I'll come to you.
No, don't jump.
No?
No.
Ingenious. It seems they've devised a way of crossing the gorge without so much as breaking a sweat. Stanley, I presume?
Yeah. Look, if you want to get old in this business, you never take a chance like that again. Okay, the edges can be slippery. It's easy to fall and hurt yourself.
You see, I thought it was some sort of rite of passage.
It's not.
Right. Well, Stanley is one of the technicians who's going to be showing us around today. What do you say, Stanley? Should we go and take a look?
Sure, but first we need to do something about your clothes. Come on, this way.
Really?
You need personal protection equipment.
Oh.
Here's what we usually wear. Now, sometimes we have more than this. It's important to know what you're doing so that you can be properly protected. That guy, for instance. Now, what should he be wearing?
Something for the ears, perhaps?
Yeah, but that might not be enough. I'd wear goggles as well. It's easy to get some in your eyes when you go on like that. And gloves.
What?
Look, some of the most common accidents we have are cuts on your hands, getting stuff in your eyes. But it's also important to protect your hearing. Otherwise, you risk losing it. Maybe not today, but wait 10 years.
I can imagine.
Oh, go on. Go and get changed. It's that way. You look a bit more like one of us now.
Well, thank you, Stanley. Well, I'm very excited, and I am dying to get a closer look at one of these magnificent creatures.
We're going to have a look around the workshop first, OK? That way.
As you wish, Stanley.
Watch out.
Trying to get on top of things? Use a ladder, and use the correct ladder, one that fits. Always inspect the ladder before use. Never do this. That's the way to do it. And don't jump down. Just don't do it. Take the stairs. Do you know there's a right way and a wrong way to climb in and out of a cab? Use both hands and face the cab. Right way Wrong way. Don't jump. Doing heavy lifting. Think about your body position. Bend your knees and lift with a straight back. Don't bend your back. You may get away with it once, but not for years. And don't carry when you don't have to. Use the equipment we have available.
Watch out. Who left that there? Do you know, I'm actually a bit surprised. We take pride in keeping our workshop tidy, everything in its place. A common area like this should be safe for everyone. It's a basic rule, like wearing protective equipment. Now, when you're new, you can't just copy other people's behaviour because you might pick up bad habits as well.
And here, just as on the Galapagos or the Amazonas, dominant individuals have a very strong influence over newcomers in the group.
Just going to pick this up before anyone gets hurt.
Right. Don't pick up bad habits.
Oh, now this is more like it. Look at this, David. This is what I call good order.
Ah, now, are these all the tools you need as a technician?
No, these are the technician's personal tools. It's up to you to keep them all in good order.
Oh, thank you.
Now, the specialist tools are over this way.
Let's keep up.
Now, these are for much more specialised tasks.
Ah, now this I recognise. Yes, unless I'm very much mistaken, this is used for sharpening or even removing the teeth from larger mammals. Yes, I last saw one of these in a village south of Siberia. Absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Always put tools back in the right place. Now, we found this poor creature limping by the roadside this morning.
Well, what's wrong with it?
We need to check the brakes.
Well, apparently this poor suffering creature has hurt one of its paws. So we're going to have to lift it up and take a look. Right, I think it's... how exactly do you think we should do that, Stan?
Well, my friend here will show you how to do it safely. Here she comes now.
Ah.
Make sure the jack's in the correct position. Always use wheel chocks. Make sure the vehicle is secured on stands.
Jack's in correct position, wheel chocks secure with stands.
So you don't want to get squashed like a bug.
Quite.
Always use ear protection.
Can I try? This was easy. I could do this all day.
Actually, you shouldn't. Hand-arm vibrations can cause permanent damage if you don't follow the guidelines. You can only use certain tools like this one for a limited period of time each day.
Right.
Always read up before using.
Better you do this.
And when you remove the wheel, be careful. Don't try to be macho.
Macho?
Yeah. Use the tools we have, ask for help, be careful. Being macho is another way to get hurt in a workshop.
Don't be macho.
Now, this vehicle's not particularly dirty, but when you're cleaning around the brake area, you should never use an air blower or dry sweep this area.
Why, is it ticklish?
No, but if the brake pads are old, they can contain harmful fibres, which you wouldn't want to get in your lungs.
Indeed, no. My word, though, those are some huge
Brake pads.
brake pads. This is apparently where this poor beast is suffering. Let's see.
No, I'm just going to stop you there. You need tools to remove this.
Ah.
Have you got any idea how much that weighs?
No.
Right, well, the brake pads, discs, and calipers can weigh as much as the wheel itself.
Speaking of wheels, are we going to be changing the tyre now?
No, we don't do that at this workshop. It's too dangerous.
Oh.
Here we use an external firm who are fully aware of the risks. But I can show you a video of what happens if you don't take the proper precautions. Scary stuff, eh, David? 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 David! There you are. So you found the warehouse.
Oh, yes, Stanley, yes. I just came in to see if we needed some new parts.
Good thinking. We do need some new brake pads.
Well, there, I'm your man.
No, David,
Let me
you
just-
still need to have personal protective equipment on.
In here?
Yeah, a lot of accidents happen in warehouses. Things can fall on your head off the shelves. You could hurt your back trying to lift something heavy like a battery. Yeah, I mean, it's only dangerous if you take chances and don't follow the instructions. It's all about awareness. 80% of the accidents we have here are caused by negligence or bad attitude. 80%, can you believe that? None of those accidents should happen.
Well, I'm writing all this down as we speak, Stanley.
Right, come on. Whew. Now, you remember that we had the vehicle up on stands?
Yes.
Right, well, here's another reason why. This vehicle has air suspension. Now, if one of these bellows were to explode or become depressurized for some other reason, then the entire vehicle will...
Squash me like a bug.
Yes, if you're unlucky. So never work underneath the vehicle unless it's been properly secured. Also, be 100% sure that the bellows are depressurized before you start working. You ready for something completely different?
Absolutely.
Now, the owner of this vehicle suspects a leak. We need to investigate.
Right.
Now, do you know where the engine is?
Oh, it should be here somewhere. I'm sure I can find it if I can just open this up here. Here we are. Ooh, that was close. Yes, now, it should be here somewhere. I've seen a specimen like this before, but only from afar.
Stand aside.
Really?
Yeah, you don't want to stand in front of a cab when it's being tilted. They can drop down and they're quite heavy. Wait, David!
When using a lifting device, make sure it's right for the task and in good working order. Use lifting eyes when they are available. If you use a lifting sling, make sure the object is in balance and that the sling doesn't slide. Liquids in a workshop are likely chemicals. Learn how to store and handle them properly. Dispose of chemicals and contaminated components in a safe way. Protect your skin, eyes, mouth and lungs. Wear personal protection equipment. When handling diesel particulate filters, protect yourself. Learn where to find first aid kits. Information about chemicals in your workshop should be provided by your employer. Also, check in impact. Prolonged exposure, even to small doses, can seriously damage your health. Hot, hot, hot! Don't get burned on the job and don't cause a fire. When doing hot work, like welding, wear personal protection equipment. Have fire extinguishers nearby. Protect or remove flammable materials both in the vehicle and nearby. And use smoke extraction. When work has been completed, keep a fire watch.
Wait, David! Never go underneath a cab unless it's been fully tilted. It's too dangerous. It can drop back down.
That can happen.
It happens.
I had no idea.
Oh, I see you found the engine.
I did, and it's a massive one.
Now, to diagnose an engine, it often needs to be running. Now, I'm not going to turn this one on today, but I will show you what to look out for. Here are rotating parts and fuel under high pressure. It's easy to hurt your hands or get your hair or beard stuck, so you should always check in tactile or impact, see if there are any warnings about the operation you're about to perform. Now, the owner here suspects there could be a fuel leak. If the engine was running, the fuel would be under high pressure.
Ah, then you'd probably be able to see the leak.
Not if it's small. No, I wouldn't do that if I was you. Fuel under high pressure can easily cut through your skin. So you hold a piece of paper over the common rail, the nozzle pipes and the injectors to see if there is a fuel leak. And of course, always wear gloves and goggles.
Isn't nature incredible? After all this time and everything we know about these creatures, today they still continue to astound us.
Oh, and they can in other areas as well, not just the engine. You should always be careful around hydraulic or steering installations, like a raised crane or a dumper can easily depressurize and drop on you.
And yet you still work here every day.
Oh.
I'm impressed.
Someone's got to look after them.
So, Stanley, is there anything else wrong with this particular baby?
Well, while we're here, we're also going to change the drive belt. Can I see your hands?
Absolutely.
I ask since when you're working with the electrical system, you're not allowed to wear any rings or a wristwatch. If they touch the power cable, well, you're going to remember it for the rest of your life. So you always disconnect the battery poles first, that way you're 100% sure there's no current.
Right, so without current or power, this creature will be completely pacified.
Another thing to think of when you're working with the battery is when you're recharging them.
How so?
Well, they can produce an explosive gas. Now, if that leaks out when you're around someone doing hot work or using a tool that creates sparks, we can imagine what can happen.
Good gracious, was that a...
No, probably not, but just be careful where you recharge them. Also consider they contain acid when you're handling them.
Right. Acid.
Smart bogey systems with sensors that react to limit the top speed. Not all trucks are created equal. Some run on 600 volts, some on gas like LNG or CNG. You should always know what you're dealing with. For some of them you need special certification or training. And then there's roadside repair work. Now that can be really dangerous work.
So is traffic the biggest problem?
Yeah, the traffic wants to eat you alive. You should never underestimate the danger.
Ah, well, that's something I can relate to. Well, Stanley, I have to say it's been fascinating. Thank you for showing me around.
Oh. I saw you've been taking some notes. Do you mind if I have a look?
Yeah.
This is a good summary. You stick to that and you'll be safe.
Thank you, Stanley. And I must say, it's been a real adventure visiting your world.
Oh, where are you off to next?
There's a volcano to visit.
Well, good luck with that.
You know what they say, Stanley? Onward and upward.
I'm just glad he's wearing a helmet. I hope you think about your safety too. Stay safe.